Let us now learn about thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is butterfly-shaped gland. It is largest and most superficial endocrine gland. Functions of thyroid gland. It produces thyroid hormones T3, T4 and calcitonin. T3 is triiodothyronine, T4 is tetraiodothyronine. It regulates basal metabolic rate. It stimulates psychosomatic growth of the body. It plays an important role in calcium metabolism. Location of thyroid gland. Thyroid gland lies anteriorly in the lower part of the neck opposite to C5, C6, C7 and T1 vertebrae. You can see the thyroid gland. It lies opposite to C5, C6, C7 and T1 vertebrae. Thyroid cartilage corresponds to the level of C4, C5 vertebrae. Cricoid cartilage corresponds to the level of C6 vertebrae. As the thyroid lobe is not extending up to the starting point of thyroid cartilage, don't consider C4. Just consider the C5. Hence, it is starting from the C5 and it extends up to T1. Parts and features of thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is H-shaped gland. It is brownish red in color. It consists of two vertical right and left lateral lobes. You can see two lateral lobes. They are vertical, right lateral lobe and left lateral lobe. Horizontal isthmus. The two lateral lobes are connected with each other through horizontal isthmus. Pyramidal lobe. Sometimes pyramidal lobe projects upwards from isthmus, usually left to the midline. So this is pyramidal lobe. It is projecting upwards from the isthmus, usually left to the midline. This is midline, usually left to the midline. Levator glandule thyroidae. It is present in some individuals. Levator glandule thyroidae is fibrous or fibromuscular band that connects pyramidal lobe to the body of hyoid bone. Levator glandule thyroidae connects pyramidal lobe to the body of hyoid bone. Extent of lateral lobe. You can see this is lateral lobe. It extends above up to oblique line of thyroid cartilage and it extends below up to fifth or sixth tracheal rings. Extent of isthmus. Isthmus extends across second, third, fourth tracheal rings. So this is cricoid cartilage. Next to the cricoid cartilage, first tracheal ring. Next, second, third, fourth tracheal rings. Fifth tracheal ring, sixth tracheal ring. The lateral lobe is extending below up to fifth or sixth tracheal rings. Isthmus is extending across second, third, fourth tracheal rings. Weight and dimensions of thyroid gland. Thyroid gland weighs 15 to 25 grams approximately. Each lobe of thyroid gland is 5 centimeters long, 3 centimeters wide, and 2 centimeters thick. 5 centimeters long, 3 centimeters wide, 2 centimeters thick. Isthmus measures 1.25 centimeters in both vertical and transverse diameters. Capsule of thyroid gland. Thyroid gland has two capsules, inner true capsule and outer false capsule. You can see on the inner side you have true capsule, on the outer side you have false capsule. Inner true capsule and outer false capsule. True capsule is formed by peripheral condensation of fibrous stroma. False capsule is formed by splitting of pretracheal fascia. False capsule is thin along posterior border. It is thick on medial surface of lateral lobe. Lateral lobe has three surfaces: lateral, medial, posterolateral surfaces. On the medial surface, false capsule thickens to form suspensory ligament of Berry. Suspensory ligament of Berry connects lobe to cricoid cartilage. False capsule extends above up to oblique line of thyroid cartilage. You can see this is thyroid cartilage. These are oblique lines of thyroid cartilage. False capsule extends above up to oblique line of thyroid cartilage and above it extends in the midline up to hyoid bone. Venous plexus lie deep to true capsule. Hence, during thyroidectomy, thyroid gland is removed along with its true capsule to avoid hemorrhage. You can see the venous plexus. It lies deep to true capsule. Hence, to avoid hemorrhage during thyroidectomy, the thyroid gland is removed along with its true capsule. In prostate gland, venous plexus lie between true capsule and false capsule. Hence, during prostatectomy, prostate gland is removed leaving behind both the capsules. Relations of thyroid lobe. Each lobe of thyroid gland is roughly pyramidal. It presents apex, base, three surfaces, lateral surface, medial surface, posterolateral surface. Lateral surface is also known as superficial surface. Two borders, anterior border, posterior border. Apex. Apex is directed upwards and slightly laterally. It extends up to oblique line of thyroid cartilage. Here it is limited by the attachment of sternothyroid. You can see the apex is extending up to the oblique line of the thyroid cartilage. It is limited above by attachment of sternothyroid. Apex lies between inferior constrictor medially and sternothyroid laterally. On the medial side, you can see the inferior constrictor. On the lateral side, sternothyroid. Apex lies between inferior constrictor medially and sternothyroid laterally. Apex of the lobe is related to superior thyroid artery and external laryngeal nerve. Base. It extends up to fifth or sixth tracheal rings. Base is related to inferior thyroid artery and recurrent laryngeal nerve. Next, surfaces. Lateral surface or superficial surface. You can see the lateral or superficial surface. It is convex. It is covered by three strap muscles: sternohyoid, superior belly of omohyoid, and sternothyroid. First we have sternohyoid, and lateral to that superior belly of omohyoid, below the sternohyoid and superior belly of omohyoid, sternothyroid. Anterior border of sternocleidomastoid overlaps the lateral surface inferiorly. Medial surface. It is related to two tubes, two cartilages, two muscles, and two nerves. You can see the two tubes here. One is trachea and the other is esophagus. Two cartilages, thyroid cartilage and cricoid cartilage. Two muscles, inferior constrictor, cricothyroid. Two nerves, external laryngeal nerve and recurrent laryngeal nerve. Two tubes, trachea, esophagus. Two cartilages, thyroid cartilage, cricoid cartilage. Two muscles, inferior constrictor, cricothyroid. Two nerves, external laryngeal nerve and recurrent laryngeal nerve. Posterolateral surface. Posterolateral surface is related to carotid sheath and its contents. Carotid sheath contents are common carotid artery, internal jugular vein, and vagus nerve. One artery, one vein, one nerve. Common carotid artery, internal jugular vein, vagus nerve. In the anterior wall of the carotid sheath, ansa cervicalis is embedded. Ansa cervicalis is embedded in the anterior wall of the carotid sheath. You can see that cervical sympathetic chain lies posterior to carotid sheath. See the cervical sympathetic chain, it lies posterior to carotid sheath and it lies in front of prevertebral fascia. Relations of isthmus. Isthmus is horizontal. It has two surfaces, anterior surface and posterior surface. Anterior surface, it is related to two muscles, sternohyoid and sternothyroid. It is also related to anterior jugular veins. You can see the sternohyoid and sternothyroid. Sternohyoid extends from manubrium sterni to hyoid bone. Sternothyroid extends from manubrium sterni to thyroid cartilage. Anterior surface is related to sternohyoid and sternothyroid. It is also related to anterior jugular veins. Posterior surface, it is related to second, third, fourth tracheal rings. We know that the isthmus extends from second tracheal ring to fourth tracheal ring. This is cricoid cartilage. Next to it, first tracheal ring. Next, second, third, fourth tracheal rings lies behind isthmus. Hence, the posterior surface is related to second, third, fourth tracheal rings. Next, borders. Superior border and inferior border. Superior border, it is related to arterial anastomosis between anterior branches of two superior thyroid arteries. This is superior thyroid artery. It divides to give anterior branch and posterior branch. Anterior branch of superior thyroid artery anastomosis with the anterior branch of the opposite superior thyroid artery along the superior border of the isthmus. Inferior border of the isthmus, along this border, thyroidema artery enters and inferior thyroid vein emerges. Arterial supply of thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is highly vascular. It is supplied by following arteries: superior thyroid artery, inferior thyroid artery, axillary thyroid arteries. First, let's see about superior thyroid artery. Superior thyroid artery is a branch of external carotid artery. Arch of aorta divides into three branches: brachiocephalic trunk, left common carotid artery, left subclavian artery. Brachiocephalic trunk again divides to give right common carotid artery, right subclavian artery. Common carotid artery gives external carotid artery and internal carotid artery. External carotid artery gives superior thyroid artery. Superior thyroid artery passes downwards and forwards in accompany with external laryngeal nerve. Near the upper pole of the lobe, it leaves the external laryngeal nerve. At the apex of the thyroid lobe, it divides into anterior branch and posterior branch. Anterior branch, it passes along the anterior border of the lobe and along the upper border of the isthmus and anastomosis with the anterior branch of superior thyroid artery on the opposite side. Posterior branch, it descends along the posterior border and anastomosis with the ascending branch of inferior thyroid artery. Superior thyroid artery supplies upper one third of the lobe and upper half of the isthmus. Inferior thyroid artery, it is a branch of thyrocervical trunk. Thyrocervical trunk is a branch of first part of subclavian artery. This is subclavian artery. It gives thyrocervical trunk. Thyrocervical trunk gives inferior thyroid artery. Inferior thyroid artery is related to the base of the lobe. It is related to recurrent laryngeal nerve. Inferior thyroid artery gives 4 to 5 branches. Ascending branch of the inferior thyroid artery anastomosis with the posterior branch of the superior thyroid artery along the posterior border of the lobe. Inferior thyroid artery supplies lower two-thirds of the lobe and lower half of the isthmus. Thyroid artery, it is present in 7.5% cases. It arises from brachiocephalic trunk. It may arise directly from the arch of aorta. Accessory thyroid arteries, they arise from tracheal and esophageal arteries. Venous drainage of thyroid gland. It is drained by superior thyroid vein, middle thyroid vein, inferior thyroid vein, and sometimes a fourth Kocher's vein. Superior thyroid vein. It emerges at the upper pole of the thyroid lobe. It runs upwards and laterally and drains into internal jugular vein. You can see the superior thyroid vein is emerging at the upper pole of the lobe and it is running upwards and laterally and draining into the internal jugular vein. Middle thyroid vein. It is short, wide. It emerges at the middle of the lobe and soon drains into internal jugular vein. Inferior thyroid vein. It emerges at the lower border of the isthmus. It forms plexus in front of the trachea. It then runs downwards to drain into left brachiocephalic vein. You can see the inferior thyroid vein. It is forming a plexus in front of the trachea below the inferior border of the isthmus. It then runs downwards and drains into left brachiocephalic vein. Sometimes a fourth thyroid vein called Kocher's vein may be present. It emerges between middle thyroid vein and inferior thyroid vein. Kocher's vein also drains into internal jugular vein. Superior thyroid vein, middle thyroid vein, Kocher's vein drain into internal jugular vein. Inferior thyroid vein drains into left brachiocephalic vein. Lymphatic drainage. The lymph vessels draining the thyroid gland are arranged into two groups, upper group and lower group. Upper group drains into prelaryngeal lymph nodes and upper deep cervical lymph nodes. Upper deep cervical lymph nodes are also known as jugular-digastric lymph nodes. You can see the upper group, they drain into prelaryngeal lymph nodes present in front of the larynx, and upper deep cervical lymph nodes also known as jugular-digastric lymph nodes. Lower group drains into pretracheal lymph nodes, lower deep cervical lymph nodes along recurrent laryngeal nerve. You can see the pretracheal lymph nodes along recurrent laryngeal nerve, and lower deep cervical lymph nodes also known as jugulo-omohyoid lymph nodes. Lymph from the lower part of the isthmus drains into retrosternal or brachiocephalic lymph nodes. Nerve supply. It is supplied by parasympathetic supply and sympathetic supply. Parasympathetic supply, it is from vagus nerve and recurrent laryngeal nerve. Sympathetic supply, it is derived from superior, middle and inferior cervical sympathetic ganglions. Mainly middle cervical sympathetic ganglion. Let us now revise thyroid gland. Parts of thyroid gland. It has two lateral lobes connected through horizontal isthmus. Sometimes pyramidal lobe may be present. In some individuals, levator glandular thyroid may be present. Capsule, it has inner true capsule and outer false capsule. False capsule is thin along posterior border. It thickens on the medial surface of the lobe to form suspensory ligament of Berry. Relations of the lobe. It presents apex, base, three surfaces, medial surface, lateral surface, and posterolateral surface. Two borders, anterior border and posterior border. Apex is related to superior thyroid artery and external laryngeal nerve. Base, it is related to inferior thyroid artery and recurrent laryngeal nerve. Lateral surface, it is covered by three strap muscles, sternocleidomastoid, sternothyroid, and superior belly of humoid. Inferiorly, it is related to anterior border of sternocleidomastoid. Medial surface, it is related to two tubes, trachea and esophagus, two muscles, inferior constrictor cricothyroid, two nerves, external laryngeal nerve, recurrent laryngeal nerve, two cartilages, thyroid cartilage and cricoid cartilage. Posterolateral surface is related to carotid sheath and its contents. Two borders, anterior border, it is related to anterior branch of the superior thyroid artery. Posterior border, it is related to longitudinal arterial anastomosis between superior thyroid artery and inferior thyroid artery and parathyroid glands. Relations of isthmus, it has two surfaces, anterior surface and posterior surface. Anterior surface is related to sternothyroid and sternohyoid, anterior jugular veins. Posterior surface, it is related to second, third, fourth tracheal rings. Two borders, superior border and inferior border. Superior border is related to arterial anastomosis between anterior branches of superior thyroid artery. Inferior border, it is related to thyroid ima artery and inferior thyroid vein. Arterial supply, it is by four arteries, superior thyroid artery, inferior thyroid artery, thyroidema artery, and axillary thyroid arteries. Venous drainage, it is by four veins, mainly three veins, superior thyroid vein, middle thyroid vein, inferior thyroid vein. Sometimes four thyroid vein called Kocher's vein may be present. Superior thyroid vein, middle thyroid vein, Kocher's vein drains into internal jugular vein. Inferior thyroid vein drains into left brachiocephalic vein. Lymphatic drainage, upper group drains into prelaryngeal lymph nodes, upper deep cervical lymph nodes, and lower group drains into pretracheal lymph nodes, lower deep cervical lymph nodes along recurrent laryngeal nerve, and lower part of the isthmus drains into brachiocephalic lymph nodes. Nerve supply, parasympathetic supply, sympathetic supply, parasympathetic by vagus nerve and recurrent laryngeal. Sympathetic supply is by cervical ganglion, superior, middle, and inferior cervical ganglions, mainly middle cervical ganglion.